Audio check 1 2 3. Audio check 1 2. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Motive Racing YouTube channel. We are here for the 10th round of the GT3 Championship here on Assetto Corsa Competizione on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 platforms. We're at a very sodden wet Zolder here in Belgium for this race. It's the night race here in Zolder, so it's going to just add to the difficulty here. Obviously a wet night race, treacherous conditions around a track that gets very easily flooded. These are recipes for disaster tonight, but we've got 11 drivers out here who are braving the elements and looking to try and get some good points here tonight. We've got the return of this man here, the championship leader Jonathan Reed, who leads the championship by 54 points, ahead of his nearest pursuer, the reigning champ Clio. And Jonathan Reed has had a very strong season up until the last couple of rounds when he obviously missed the race at Imola a couple of rounds ago, and then he couldn't make the race at Brands Hatch last week either, so he's lost a lot of points over the last couple of weeks. Credeo and SMT Maroon have both reeled him in quite a bit, so Jonathan leads the championship on 409 points, 54 clear of this man here, the reigning champion Credeo, who's on 355 points. And then a couple of points back to SMT Zaloba. No, sorry, not SMT Zaloba, sorry. SMT Maroon even, apologies, Maroon. Who's had an absolutely barnstorming inception to this GT3 Championship on ACC. He has been nothing short of absolutely brilliant since he jumped into the championship. He started off his campaign, he made his debut at Misano in round 3 of the season with a P9, and then since then has just absolutely shot off the blocks. I mean, Hungary, he got a second place. He followed that with another second place at Silverstone, and also another second place at Spa, and then took the win, his first win at Aeromotive. He got that a couple of rounds ago. So yeah, he got his first win at Imola a couple of rounds ago. Last time out at Brands Hatch, he picked up a P2. So SMT Maroon will be looking to try and challenge Jonathan Reed for the win tonight. Still yet to beat Jonathan in a head-to-head battle. So that's going to be one thing that I'm sure SMT Maroon's going to be absolutely dying to tick off for this season, as he still has never beaten SMT Maroon in a straight fight. He obviously took his win at Imola a couple of weeks ago in the he's never beaten Jonathan Reed in a straight fight, so he'll definitely be looking to try and do that. As a couple of weeks ago at Imola when he took his first win, it wasn't against Jonathan. Jonathan wasn't here for that one. But Jonathan Reed currently sat in the pits at the moment. SMT Maroon provisionally on pole position, and depends on how quickly the rain's falling here, but maybe if the rain is falling at a rate which is enough to flood the track, then possibly we won't be seeing any improvements. So SMT Maroon could be onto a winner there with that provisional pole time, but he's 3/10 clear of Jonathan Reed. Credeo sat in 3rd place, just over a second off of the fastest time. Spuz there in 4th place. He's just coming down towards the second chicane, as he's got some traffic here in front of him, so he might not be able to go full send it around this lap, as he's just got what looks to be SMT Morphe just in front of him. SMT Morphe, I believe, is on a lap of his own, so he's under no obligation to let him through, but he does so. Oh no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, I thought he was about to let him through there, but no dice there for the man currently sat in P4 in this session. But 10 drivers out on the track, only SD12 not out on the track at the moment doing a lap time. Credeo's done a improved lap time there, has got himself to within 0.8 of a second of SMT Maroon's provisional pole time, but doesn't get himself ahead of Jonathan Reed for the time being. But Credeo knows that he really needs to be delivering these last few rounds. He put in an absolutely splendid performance last time out at Brands Hatch. He took the win last Sunday. He was absolutely on another level from everybody else last time out. SMT Maroon was the only one who could really challenge him and had a bit of a late charge towards the end of the race, but Credeo was the man to beat and ultimately took P1 and closed the gap to within 54 points of Jonathan Reed at the top of the standings. But Credeo's just I think just getting a feel for these conditions, in these wet conditions, not easy, and I'm sure he'll be improving as this session goes on. Still 5 minutes to go and still time for him to get himself in amongst it with Maroon and Jonathan Reed. SMT Maroon sat in the pits at the moment, so he's not going to improve from there. He certainly won't be getting any better while sat in that box there, but if he can get himself out on the track, he might be able to do an improved lap time. Nielsen, SD12- both sat in the pits, so they're not going anywhere for the time being. Oh no, SD12- just pulling out of his box now, so he's off and on his way out of the pits. You see Nielsen there still sat in his box, still making some adjustments to the setup. But yeah, 3 real championship contenders. Spuz does still have a mathematical chance in the championship, but I mean it's fading though as we speak. He's 79 points off of Jonathan Reed in the standings, so Spuz needs a good performance here tonight to keep himself in the reckoning, that is for sure. It's really between these 3. Maroon obviously in third in the championship, having been leapfrogged by Quideo after the previous round at Brands Hatch where Quideo got the win. Jonathan Reed looking like the overwhelming favourite with that 54-point gap in the championship. He's provisionally sat in second place here in this session. Got a couple of comments coming in on the YouTube stream right now. Good to see. Welcome along, guys. To those watching, a big shout out. Raki in the comments. Also Ratchid as well. Former racer here, Ratchid, and saying some very nice compliments there. Raki says, good luck everyone, and a shout out to Scuderia Paul. Who would have guessed it? Raki, obviously good friend of Scuderia Paul. Them two had a great battle last time out. Raki unfortunately unable to make the race tonight. He was a reserve obviously last time out at Brands Hatch, but he's not able to race tonight. He's still chiming in as a spectator though, which is great to see. Raki's son Joram also won the F1 Championship on Friday night on the Codemasters Formula 1 game, so a big shout out to Joram, Raki's son, on that one. Absolutely great performance throughout the season, and wrapped up the championship with 4 rounds to spare. A real hot shot young prodigy there. And also Raki and Joram both in with a shout of taking the Constructors Championship for the Red Bull team on a Friday night. That one's still in the balance, still not confirmed. They haven't wrapped it up yet, but they're looking like the overwhelming favourites. They've got a big lead in the Constructors, so that's going to be one to watch out for. But at the moment we've still got 3 minutes left in this qualifying session here for the GT3s on ACC, and SMT Maroon still top of the leaderboard. I don't know whether the track is just getting a little bit flooded now. Maybe it's going to be quite a challenge for these drivers to improve lap times, seeing as the track is continuously getting a little bit more standing water on it, and the puddles are going to be forming ever more precariously. But for the time being, SMT Maroon looking like he's done enough here for pole position. We've got 8 people watching the stream. Guys, if you like what you see, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the Motive Racing channel if you're watching us for the first time. If you've joined through any of our links that we've put on various groups on Discord, then be sure to head over to www.motiveracing.com. As we said, we've got leagues on ACC, F1 and Project Cars too as well. We've got lots to choose from. Any of those tickle your fancy, then definitely come and check us out. We're exclusive to the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 at the moment, but never say never, we might end up on PC at some point in the future. That was a hiccup. But we're currently watching Jonathan Reed, the championship leader, man who's missed two of the last 2 races, so he's looking to try and bounce back here in the best way he can. As we said before, has a big lead in the championship still, despite missing the last couple of rounds. He goes top of the leaderboard there. Look at that. Jonathan Reed goes almost 9/10 clear of SMT Maroon, showing why he's top of the leaderboard in the championship and showing why he's got such a commanding lead. He had over 100 points over the other 2, Quideo and Maroon, before he missed the last couple of rounds, but it looks like he's going to be trying to extend that gap once again tonight. Jonathan Reed on song in that number 7 Bentley. SMT Maroon almost a second adrift. Quideo now 1.7 seconds off the pace all of a sudden, and it's got work to do, so the track does seem to be improving in the latter stages of this qualifying session. Quideo is coming through the final couple of corners. He'll get this lap and another one in afterwards before the session concludes. Maroon is currently coming through the just coming to the end of the first sector. Oh, very wide there through turn 4 out onto the back straight. That would have cost him a little bit of time there. So closing stages of this qualifying session, crunch time here at Zolder in this very, very treacherous wet conditions here. Raki says, I have to go now, but I will watch the stream back. Have a good race. Cheers, Raki. Hopefully you enjoy watching this back later on. We've got Freeman in the comments, says Zolder in the dark and rain. Best of luck everyone, should be some great racing. Freeman was the man who chose the rain and the dark for Zolder tonight here at Motive, and he's obviously co-coordinator for the GT3s here alongside myself, and he's obviously the full-time coordinator for the GT4s on a Wednesday night, but we kind of share this one, seeing as we don't actually have a proper full-time coordinator for this league. He picks the weather, he sets up the server, and then I'm the one who sorts out the server on the race day and coordinates it on the race day, but Freeman's the man who sets it all together in the build-up and gets the server all ready for the guys to practice throughout the week. So big shout out to him, as looks as though Jonathan Reed has actually improved his lap time very slightly there. So he did have just under 9/10 to Maroon, and he's now just over 9/10. So basically Jonathan Reed, showing robot-like consistency there, has improved his lap by about 15 thousandths of a second, I think it is. Just looking at the board there, 15 thousandths has improved his lap by, which just goes to show how strong of a driver he is and how consistent his lap times are. No mean feat when you consider how treacherous it is out there, but Jonathan Reed really on one tonight and looking to try to extend that gap. Obviously lost a few points last couple of rounds as he missed the last 2 races here for the GT3s, but he's really getting it down so far here in this qualifying session. The race is expected to be similar weather to what we're seeing right now, so it's been good practice and definitely very representative running for these drivers so far. But everybody in the pits except Jonathan and Spuzz at the moment. Jonathan's out there on a final run. Spuzz is coming through. He's a little way behind Jonathan actually out on the track. There's somebody behind him. In fact, no, it's SMT Maroon. He's also on a lap as well. So SMT Maroon will be finishing his final run of the session. Can he find a second here at the end and leapfrog Jonathan? I don't think that's going to be possible. Jonathan Reed up towards the final chicane. Can he improve and rub salt in the wounds here? Can he go over a second clear at the top of this leaderboard? Out of the last corner and up towards the line. What can Jonathan Reed put on the board here? Here he comes across the line, already in the 138s. Does he improve even more? No, he doesn't. Stays on a 138.940. SMT Maroon coming into the final corner, but Spuzz is a little bit ahead of it. Oh no, Spuzz has lost it. Spuzz has lost it out of the final corner, so it's going to be SMT Maroon, the last man over the line here in this session to complete a flying lap. Up towards the start finish line he comes. SMT Maroon doesn't improve, stays P2, doesn't take any at a time and doesn't close the gap to Jonathan Reed. And that is that then for the qualifying session. Jonathan Reed will start this one on pole with SMT Maroon alongside him on the front row. It's going to be Quadeo and Spuzz in 3rd and 4th, followed by Zolder and Scuderia Paul, then King Mural, Rompu, SMT Morphy and Nielsen completing the top 10. SD12 Dash will start this one from the back, and it's got work to do over the course of this one, but stay tuned guys. We've got an hour of Zolder in very, very difficult conditions. The 11 drivers out on the track, a big shout out to all of you for braving the elements, and hopefully you'll get some good points tonight, each and every one of you, and will be rewarded for your bravery and perseverance. But drop a like on the video guys, show your appreciation for all these drivers out on the track for the job that they are doing, and we'll be back very, very shortly for the race in about 5 minutes or so. Stick around, don't go anywhere. Welcome back everybody, we're here for the formation lap, just getting ready to go for round 10 of the GT3s here at Motive on ACC on the PlayStation 4 and 5. We've got Ratchet in the comments, says Rompu! Come on! We've also got Salu who says let's go the SD12 dash. JR says let's go Team Run DJC Racing, hope everyone is doing well. Just Rompu for tonight for Team Run DJC, yep. Not the usual big turnout for Team Run DJC, shame to see, but hopefully Rompu can do the business for you, JR. As we've got 8 likes on the video, guys. If we can get this video to 11 likes, as we've got 11 people watching, that would be absolutely fantastic, guys. Spam that like button, smash it, kick it, headbutt it, do whatever you've got to do to get that like on the video. As these guys, looks like everybody's ready up this week, which is always good to see. Everybody's managed to get their setup done within that time limit, that little 3-minute window that they've got to get it done and sorted out. So that's great that we've got everybody who was supposed to be in this race on this formation lap and ready to start and take their rolling start when we get to the end of this lap. So yeah, that's ultimately what you want to see. JL says support the GT3 boys with a thumbs up, with a +1 crew. Absolutely, JL, I couldn't agree more, could not agree any more than I agree with you on that one. But it's going to be a tough night here for these guys. I'll tell you what, they are in for a real hard slog with this, the track conditions the way they are. It's definitely not going to be a walk in the park, that is for sure. It's going to take a lot of perseverance, and also these drivers are going to have their wits about them. There's going to be little traps every step of the way. There's going to be puddles, there's going to be standing water, probably going to be moats at parts of the track throughout the course of this one. The rain doesn't seem to be easing up, it seems to be getting heavier and heavier, so that is only going to cause them problem after problem after problem. But if there's any drivers who are up to it, it's the Motive GT3 boys, we know that. JL says wet Zolder, pure memes in cage. I know a couple of guys who would definitely be up for making a few memes on this one, but here we go then, we're double file up towards the final chicane here on the formation lap. Let us know, guys, who your money is on tonight. I know that Racky's money's on Scooter Airport, he'll be hoping that he can do the business. Jonathan Reed, SMT Maroon and Quideo all still in the title fight, but Jonathan Reed taking a resounding pole position there in the qualifying session and looking like he's going to be taking another step further towards that possible title. As here we go, double file up towards the line, about to go racing here for round 10 of the GT3s on ACC at Motive on the PlayStation 4 and 5. And it's green, green, green. We are racing. Jonathan Reed gets a slightly sleepy start, and SMT Maroon's already looking down the outside, coming up towards turn 1. Can he keep himself there and get the inside for turn 2? No, he can't. Jonathan Reed covers that one off. Nice done, nicely done there from Jonathan Reed, holding on to position. SMT Maroon throws a little feint to the inside and re-attacking SMT Maroon, but can't get it done. Quideo there in third with Spuzz just behind him. Zaloba's trying to defend from Paul. Oh no, pulls off. Oh, he's onto the grass. Scooter at Paul with a nightmare of a start. Zaloba there, as looks like he's just behind Quideo. What's happened to Quideo? Quideo's dropped behind. No. Sorry. No. Zaloba has got ahead of. Zaloba has got ahead of Spuzz. Spuzz is down to P6 here in this race. What's happened to Spuzz there? What a not a great start there for Spuzz, down to P6 as we said. Scooter Poldo has had an absolute horror show there, as Jonathan Reed's already opening up a bit of a gap here over SMT Maroon as they're coming up towards the second chicane for the first time in this race. There's the whole pack just panning into view there. You've got Spuzz there with Rompu pretty close behind. Rompu running in P7 for Team Run DJC, the sole representative for Team Run DJC tonight. SMT Morphe SD12 Nilsson completing the top 10, and Scooter Airport with that absolute what can only be described as an absolute nightmare for him, down in P11 here in this race, 14 seconds off of the back of Nilsson running in P10, but Jonathan Reed leading, and he's already pulled out quite a substantial gap here to SMT Maroon on this first lap, looking pretty comfortable out the front. Zaloba's got pressure from our debutant tonight, King Mural, driving a good race so far in this one. As no, hold on, what's happened to Zaloba? He's now dropped behind Rompu here. Not just Rompu, I know it is Rompu that he's behind. He's in between Rompu and SMT Morphe by the looks of it. Oh, his SD12 dash cuts the exit of the final chicane there, rides over the grass. But Zaloba down to P7, so he's had a bit of a mare there coming through the middle sector. I saw he was under pressure from King Mural into there. Oh no, King Mural's off! Turn 1, oh no, what a shame! Our debutant tonight there has gone wide coming through turn 1, all over that gravel, and loses out there. to Rompu, Zolder and SD12 Dash, and is down to 8th place here in this race. King Mural, after a promising start to this race, down in P8 now, as we've got Morphy there, who's had a bit of a sketchy start to this one. In fact, he's dropped behind Morphy as well. No, has he? No, yes he has. Morphy's got ahead of SD12 Dash as well, with SD12 Dash crawling across that final chicane there over the grass. In the meantime, Maroon's taking 3/10 out of Jonathan Reed through the first sector. Jonathan did have a 1.4 second gap at the end of the first lap. Maroon's just cut that down a little bit to 1.1. These two have got a couple of seconds back to the reigning champ. Quideo running in third place. You got Spuzz there dropping off the back of the 3 leaders a little bit. Currently 3 seconds off with them, as you got Rompu not too far behind Spuzz at the moment. So over there a couple of seconds behind Rompu. Morphy still all over the back of us over here, trying to get himself up into 6th place if he can. These two teammates having a good little scrap at the moment. SD12 Dash running just behind Morphy, and King Mural after that little skirmish coming through turn 1, down in P9. Not the start he would have wanted. Nilsson's really dropped off of the back of the guys just up ahead of him, and Scooter Paul now starting to reel in Nilsson a little bit here in that potential battle for the final top 10 spot. But there is Quideo running in the final podium spot. He's currently dropped a bit off of SMT Maroon is now behind Quideo, so look at that. The position is changing left, right and centre in these wet conditions. The timing board says that Quideo is behind him, but he's not. There we go, it's updated now. Quideo is into P2 ahead of SMT Maroon. Spuzz there running in 4th place. You've got Rompu in 5th, followed by Zoloba. SMT Morphy there in 7th. SD12 Dash running in 8th place in this race. King Mural down in P9, not where he'd want to be after that very strong and promising first lap there for him. Nilsson and Scooter Paul completing the classification here in this race, but the whole pack pretty strung out here in the early stages. Looks like the rain really is putting the cat amongst the pigeons here. SD12 Dash the only driver within a second of the car in front. Jonathan Reed looking pretty strong out the front here in this one though. Zoloba looking like he's all over the back of Rompu here, coming up towards the first chicane. A little bit too far back at the moment to get any moves done. Oh, Morphy wide, Morphy very wide there. SD12 Dash moves himself up into 7th place. So SD12 capitalising on Morphy's little skirmish, going wide out of the first chicane, and didn't need a second invitation there. SD12 Dash moving himself up into P7. See there's Zoloba having a little feint to the inside of Rompu. I don't know if he got a little bit onto the puddle there, but he looked a bit offline coming through that part of the track. Scooter Paul, you can see visibly homing in on Nilsson at the moment. Really is starting to close that gap to our man currently sat in P10 in this race. King Mural is within 4/10 of... No, he's not. He's ahead of Morphy, so he's got the move done. Since the timing board last updated itself, now King Mural can try and focus his attention on SD12 Dash in the foreground, just coming through your shot there. Oh, as we see King Mural very wide there, coming through turn 2. Chelsea sees my madman in the BMW. That would be Spuzz. How poorly lit up Zolder is at night. Yeah, the floodlight's not really doing the job that I would have hoped that they would be, to be honest with you, JR. It's a bit of underwhelming, I've got to say. So over there very wide coming through that section of the track, coming through the middle sector there. That's given Rompu a little bit of breathing space in that 5th place. Quideo has lost out to Maroon, so Maroon's back up into P2, but only 0.8 of a second between these two as they're coming in towards the final chicane right about now. But Jonathan Reed, the race leader, checking out championship. He's looking to extend his gap to these two, who now surely are battling it out for 2nd place in the championship and 2nd place in this race. But in the grand scheme of things, they're still in with a hunt. It's still in with a chance of 2nd in the standings each. Quidel, obviously, as we said many times, the reigning champion of this GT3 division. Maroon joined this season and it's been absolutely fantastic since he jumped into this league. Just noticing on the timing screen that SMT Morphe's gone down to 10th place here, so he's now behind, well, King Mural's actually dropped back as well behind Scuderia Pools. The Scuderia Pools picked off both King Mural and SMT Morphe, and now King Mural's behind SMT Morphe. So King Mural going backwards at the moment. Oh no, what's happened there? Somebody in the foreground. SD12 dash all over the gaff, and now Scuderia Paul's going to try and get himself up into 7th if he can. Up towards the second chicane. He's a little bit too far back to get anything done there. There's Morphe running in the background, but look at this. Oh, Scuderia Paul's going to run. Oh no, bit of contact there between Scuderia Paul and SD12 dash. And Scuderia Paul's round there on the second part of the chicane. And that's given the position to SMT Morphe, King Mural and Nilsson all following through, and Scuderia Paul. Oh my goodness me. What a shame there for Scuderia Paul. All that hard work he had done to recover positions. He was down in last place earlier on, got himself up into 8th. Looked like he was going to be on course for getting himself into P7 there, but all of his hard work's been undone, and he's back down to 11th place here in this race. What a shame there for Scuderia Paul. Every time he gets back up, he gets knocked back down again. SD12 dash there in P7 with Morphe 8th. There's King Mural and Nilsson. These 4 cars battling it out over 7th place. But what a shame there for Scuderia Paul. Just as he's trying to get himself back up and get himself back in the game, he then gets pushed back down again. So unfortunate there for him. You've got to feel for the guy. Zolder there all over the back of Rompu here as these two coming up towards turn 4. They're about to go onto this long back straight. Can Zolder get a good run here? If he can, he might be able to get Rompu. Rompu was a bit wide, but he did manage to cover the speed out of the corner, and Rompu's going to hold on for that P5 for now. SD12 Dash has still got Morphe in hot pursuit. 7/10 of a second between those two. King Mural has still not managed to find a way ahead of Nilsson at the moment, as he's looking to the inside here in towards the first chicane. Can he get this done? Nilsson's going to hold it around. Oh, Nilsson cuts things on the chicane. Oh no, Nilsson's round. Nilsson has lost it on the exit of the first chicane, and that's going to get a position there to King Mural, and Scuderia Paul follows through there up into P10. Nilsson down to 11th place here. No, sorry, King Mural. Sorry, I do apologise. That was King Mural, not Nilsson. King Mural lost it out of the first chicane. He's down to 11th place here in this race. I do apologise. I'm really sorry. I don't know how I got a Aston Martin and a Bentley mixed up. I am an absolute idiot. Zolder still on the back of SMT Morphe at the moment as these two coming down towards the final chicane. What can Zolder get done here with SMT Morphe? These two have been pretty close for the last few laps really, and Zolder just trying to pile that pressure on, trying to force SMT Morphe into a mistake. These two, obviously, as you can probably tell, teammates in the Hungarian SMT team. Their teammate SMT Maroons up in P2 driving a very strong race, has pulled out a bit of gap to Quideo in that battle for 2nd place, but these two currently giving it everything for 7th here. 8 if you're watching live on YouTube right now. Guys, if you like what you see, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to get involved in the on-track action, go to www.motiveracing.com. click the link in the top right hand corner, that will take you to the Discord server. You can also join the championships mid-season, but we're coming towards the climax of the season now. Only 2 weeks to go after tonight for all championships, or a couple of championships are a week or 2 behind, so there's a couple of championships that have a few more races, but all the ACC championships will be wrapping up in 2 weeks time. We've got leagues on Project Cars 2 and F1 as well. The F1 Championship's already been decided, but still a few races left in that one. Still 4 races to go, despite the fact that the champion, Gelram, has already wrapped it up. But Project Cars 2, we've got leagues on there if anybody's interested in those. As I say, go to www.motiveracing.com. Cordero's closed the gap to Maroon a little bit over the course of this lap. The gap's now down to a second. It was 2 seconds on the previous lap, so Cordero's really got some work done here on Maroon over the course of this lap. Morphe's managed to pull a bit of a gap to Zolder. Zolder's falling back into... in fact, hold on, what's happened here? No, he's not. He's alright at the moment. Morphe dropping off of SD12 Dash. Zolder falling off the back of Morphe a little bit. So these guys just spreading out from each other at this point ever so slightly. Absolutely brilliant stuff out here right now, as we can see Maroon and Quideo separated by 0.8 of a second on the track as they're coming through the second chicane. Quideo's really reeled in Maroon over the last lap or so. Maroon had pulled a bit of a gap to him, but Quideo's fighting back here. These two though dropping off for the race leader Jonathan Reed. Morphy still running just behind SD12 Dash at the moment, still can't find a way through. These two have actually, well, he's dragging Zolder with him now. Oh, Morphy, bit of a mistake there coming out of the first chicane. Does Zolder get the run here? Not quite close enough, I don't think, coming up towards the second chicane. Morphy will hold on for that 7th place for the time being. Goes a bit deep into the first part of the chicane, does Morphy. Zolder still can't capitalise. Looking to try and duck underneath him if he can. No, door's not opening there. Morphy's driving a good race. Oh, bit wide though. Oh, is that going to set him up badly for this right-hander? If Zolder can get a good cut back out of here, he might be able to get the move done in towards the final chicane. Morphy here swaying around a little bit, as now Zolder's going to get the run here down this little straight. If he doesn't get it done here, he can try and get a good run coming out of the final corner out onto the start-finish straight. Plenty of opportunities to get moves done here at Zolder. But at the moment, Morphy's still holding on for that P7 ahead of Zolder. And Zolder doesn't really get the run out of the last corner. Morphy a much better exit, and he's definitely going to hold position for the time being. I think it's a full moon tonight, isn't it? It looks like a full moon. I can see it shining right through my window. Or is it a waning moon now? I don't know. It looks like there's a little bit of a shade over it. I don't know, it's like it's almost full, but I think there's a little bit of shade on the top right part of the moon. It looks still very nice though. Anyway, back to the racing here. We've still got Morphy with Zolder just behind him, a second between these two at this point. SMT Maroon's dropped back to 4th place. What's happened to SMT Maroon? Oh no, what a shame there for SMT Maroon. He's had an absolute horror show at some point there throughout this lap or so. Quideo is now absolutely miles ahead of him, and Maroon's just got back ahead of Spuz there up into 3rd, so Maroon back up onto the podium spots, but he's a long way behind his rival for 2nd place in this race and in the championship. Quideo now up into P2 here, so Maroon's got work to do, but he's, as we say, he has managed to get back ahead of Spuz there up into 3rd, so that could be crucial for him. Absolutely excellent racing here at Zolder in the wet conditions on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 at Motive. Oh, it's Maroon very wide there coming through turn 3. But just about keeping it on the track for the time being. The gap that these two have, no, the gap, sorry, that Jonathan Reed's got over Quideo is 16 seconds. These two are further 6 seconds behind Quideo, so they're 22 seconds off for the race leader at the moment. Jonathan Reed really is in a class of his own tonight, to say the least. So Maroon's already gapped Spuz a little bit since getting back ahead of him. Now 1.2 between these two. Not really too many battles going on elsewhere on the track at the moment. Race is kind of just settling down a little bit here. Oh no, wait, what's happened here? Spuz has just lost it there coming into the chicane. Was that a bit of contact there with Maroon? Oh, I don't know really. It looked like Maroon got a bit of a sketchy run coming out of that previous corner, and Spuzz is now up into P3. So SMT Maroon then not having the best of situations in any way, shape or form, and he's losing more time to Quadeo. So Quadeo now in a very comfortable second place. And SMT Maroon now down to 4th place here in this race. Still a little way to go until the pit window, so redemption is not going to be anytime soon here for SMT Maroon. This race has been a little bit hit and miss here for our Hungarian member of SMT. His two teammates, Morphy and Zolder, battling out for 6th place at the moment in this race, as Rompu seems to have dropped behind them. So I didn't see what happened to Rompu there, but he's now down in P8. He's lost out to SD12, Morphy and Zolder. Was running in P5 earlier on with Rompu, but looks like now SMT Maroon just closing up onto the back of Spuzz once again here. Just under a second by the looks of it. The gap says 1.1 on the screen, but it's less than that. You can see there, yep, 9/10 now between the two of them. JR says still makes him laugh remembering my nan asking what a cheese monkey is. Yeah, unfortunately Cheese Monkey not out on the track tonight. Nana's not actually walked in today. She usually hears the commentary and walks in, but I think today there's a bit less energy going into it, as I'm absolutely shattered. I've had about 4 hours sleep over the last 2 days combined, so I just, plus the action isn't quite as like action packed as it has been in the recent weeks, so I don't think she's getting triggered by the shoutings and screamings and whatnot coming from the games room. But yeah, looking forward to the GT4. Should be able to see her Cheese Monkey again. Also, Grey Wolf's one of the other drivers that she likes the name of, but he hasn't been here for a few weeks now. Yeah, you know the struggle. I mean, I had to be up for work at 5:30 this morning, and I didn't get to sleep until about midnight last night. So, well, I tried to go to sleep at midnight, couldn't sleep, got woken up by a phone call at 1 a.m. Then tried again. Just out how the keyboard works. Next thing she'll know what all of the abbreviations mean. She'll know what ruffle means. She'll know what LMAO means, or FFS. She'll be writing them all. So these two Spurs and SMT Maroon still running pretty close right now, half a second between them. SMT Maroon really trying to put this pressure on. He's found himself behind Spuz a couple of times here. Spuz has fought him pretty well. Every time that SMT Maroon's made a mistake, Spuz has managed to nab him back up into that third place. But these two have been trading positions for a little while. Maroon's got another run here as Spuz flashing his lights at the back marker there, who gets well out of the way. Up towards turn 1 they come. Still Maroon not able to pressure Spuz into a proper mistake here that he can nick that third place with. Defending up towards turn 2. Good driving there from Spuz. Very good placement of that BMW, and not giving the Bentley anything to work with, not giving him the space to work around. Spuz driving a very solid race indeed here, and it's going to hurt Maroon obviously in his quest to finish second in the championship with Quadeo. Quadeo currently will gain a few points on him as he did last week at Brands Hatch. As Maroon now looking to the inside in towards the second chicane. Oh, Spuz there rattles over the curve a little bit. Now Maroon will have the inside for this flat out left hander. That will become the outside though for the second chicane, and once again Spuz just holding on the inside. Can he keep it there? No, Maroon's still there, but he's going to have to crawl over the curve there. Would have cut the corner a little bit. He probably would have got a track limits warning for that one, and in the end Spuz does once again squeeze Maroon out. Great little battle between these two as pit window is open now. So will Maroon pull the trigger and come in and try and get this undercut on Spuz? JR says good driving from the Bentley to not taking him out. Oh no, Maroon's lost it. Oh, I was just looking at my comments there and I just missed what happened. I was looking down at the phone and then all of a sudden Maroon has lost it there, coming through the third to last corner. Well, second to last corner really. That next corner is not really a corner, it's more of a turn. But oh, what a shame there from SMT Maroon. Comment curse there from JR. Good driving from the Bentley, never mind. Whoops. And SMT Maroon comes in unsurprisingly. I was suggesting he'd probably be coming in even before he had that spin. He'd definitely be coming in now. Oh, my controller's literally hanging. It might disconnect. Hold on, let me just try and save this. Yeah, saved it. Oh, whoops. Oh my god, I thought my headphones were about to fall out there, but I managed to save it. So SMT Maroon in the pits. King Mural also following him in here at the end of lap 14. Big shout out to whoever disliked the video. Glad that you're taking the time out of your day to come along to the Motive Racing channel and show us your contempt. John Reed is driving fantastic. Yeah, understatement there, JR. He is flying. Championship leader, making his return after a couple of weeks away, and you wouldn't know it, would you, by seeing the way he's driving out there right now? You wouldn't know that he'd had a couple of weeks away, would you? So Maroon, Nilsson and King Mural in the pits. Nilsson the latest to come in, but Jonathan Reed with almost a 30-second gap over Quadeo. Dominance is not even the word. Obliteration is more the word I would use to describe Jonathan Reed's performance so far. We're not even half distance yet. He's already nearly 30 seconds clear. He's pulling away by about a second a minute. Not a second a lap, a second a minute. Incredible stuff here from Jonathan Reed. If he continues at like this rate, he could find himself a minute clear of Cordeo by the end of the race. If he continues going at this pace that he is right now. King Mural says in the comments, Porsche hit me early in the race, then the rear became so unstable after that. So presumably he means either SMT Morphe or Rompu. I'm not sure which one. But Mural, they're not happy with the conduct of either of those guys. Didn't actually see what happened there at the start, to be fair, so I can't give my 2 cents on it. But JR says unlucky there, King Mural. Obviously it's unfortunate that happened, teammate, but if you put in an inquiry, there's a stewards panel on the Discord server. If you fill that in, do the necessary bits, then we can get that sorted out for you, and hopefully justice will prevail in your case. But if it doesn't, don't worry too much about it, because obviously, you know, we'll be able to take a closer look at the offending driver and keep watch on them in future and ensure that they don't do it again. As we see Cordeo is into the pits, just noticing there on the timing screen, the man in P2 in a battle with SMT Maroon, 4th in the championship, reigning champion also. Let's see what he gets up to in the pits. It looks like he's just coming in now. And he'll stop in his box pretty shortly, I would imagine, or has he already been into his box? He might have been, you know. And now he's just stopping. Oh, no, oh, yeah, there we go. Into the box he comes. Spaz also coming in here at the end of lap 17. Mahata says, which cars are good in the wet conditions? The Bentley. Oh, you know what? I just remembered I was supposed to... Oh, mate, I was supposed to give someone the password, for God's sake. I was supposed to give Emo Guy the password for tonight. I just remembered. Oh, no. Oh, he was going to make his reappearance here tonight at Motive on the PlayStation platform. What a shame. As we see Jonathan Reed into the pits now, the race leader's coming to get his pit stop done and out of the way as we're half distance exactly here at Zolder. For round 10 of the GT3s here on ACC at Motive on the PlayStation 4 and 5. SD12, Morphe, Scooter Paul and Rompu all still yet to come in. Everybody else has been in or is currently in the process of coming in. But yeah, Mahata, the answer to your question would be that the Bentley's probably the best in the wet, I would say. Otherwise known as the Bentley. The Bentley is definitely always quick. It excels in these conditions. BMW isn't supposed to be too bad. I wouldn't say the Porsche is too great. McLaren's a bit, it's okay. McLaren's alright in the wet. Aston's not the best. Again, many people could disagree with me in the comments there, but that's just my opinion. That's more an observation than experience though, so you know, I'm not the best person to ask. Brilliant action out on the track right now. Big shout out to Nightbot, says if you like what we do, please support us on Patreon. It's actually Patreon. People who subscribe are patrons, but the actual service itself isn't called Patreon, it's called Patreon. And the people who subscribe are not called Patreons, they're called patrons. But here we come. Rompu into the box to get his pit stop done. A couple of other drivers on either side of him. Scooter Red Bull there in his box. Also ST12 Dash there on the other side of him. Morphy elsewhere in the pit lane there, just a little bit further down from those guys. ST12's off and on his way again. He's out of the pits now, so he's got that pit stop done. Where's he going to filter out though? That is the big question on everybody's lips. Spuzz has got ahead of him, so Spuzz is well clear of ST12. What about SMT Maroon? SMT Maroon, oh no, what has happened in the pits for SMT Maroon? We saw him have that little spin before we came in, but he's even further off the back of Spuzz than I would have thought he would be. Is that... oh no, hold on, no, it's alright. No, it's alright. No, it's alright. He's come out. No, hold on, wait a sec. I don't know, because the timing board still hasn't updated itself. Okay, so SMT Maroon's 4.5 seconds behind ST12 Dash. So ST12 Dash does get the jump on Maroon due to Maroon's little spin before we came into the pits. Scooter Red Bull only 4 seconds behind SMT Maroon, and only 8 seconds off of a top 4 here, so it's not out of the question for Scooter Red Bull to get a pretty strong points paying position here. Rompu only 2 seconds behind Morphy. These two pretty much out of the picture in the mid pack. Kim Mural still going, as is Nilsson, but Jonathan Reed out in front as the whole field, all 10 remaining drivers have come into the pits and got their pit stop done.
two cars, being absolutely fantastic.